Hey everyone, how are you doing today? Good, I hope. My family were very good to me at Christmas, and as a guy who really enjoys using tools and is interested in tools, I did get a lot of tools for Christmas. So if any members of my family are watching this who bought me tools, thank you very much, and obviously for all my other gifts as well. So I've got my coffee. A quick slurp of that, and we'll get straight into it in this tool haul. So the first thing is this really nice, let's just move the camera there so you can see a bit better, really nice 10 litre petrol can. Just before I demolished the old shed, I had a small plastic 5 litre can which I'd had for donkey's years, and my lovely wife said, yeah, you can throw that away, that's had its day, and we'll get you a new one when the shed's built. And she bought me this for Christmas. So it's the usual thing with a locking pin and that kind of thing. I've got two other 10 litres what am I talking about? Two other 20 litre cans which are just under there. I don't know if you can quite see them. I'll just zoom in a bit. There's an old army one there, ex-surplus, and you can't really see there, but there's a black one there which I use for diesel. So yeah, really pleased with that, because I do need to purchase petrol in a container for the chainsaws and things like that. So that's really great, really pleased with that. Reposition you there. Right, okay, the next thing then is a magnetic glove dispenser. I do, when I'm working on cars, I tend to use these kind of gloves because they do breathe, and obviously you're not getting oil and things all over your hands, and there's a little bit of tack to them, so you get a bit more, what's the word, you can feel what you're doing a bit better, it's a bit easier. But I do also use the throwaway disposable latex gloves, and I said at some point that I would like a holder for them just to stick them on the side of the tool chest. So there we go, just put that over there. Just get the gloves out. So this one is magnetic. It's got tensioners here on the back and on the sides as well, so it will take different size gloves. Magnetic, so it's got a good magnet on it, and just put the gloves in there like that, and we're good to go. These are really good gloves actually. I like these gloves. I first come across these by one of the departments at my work using them, and you can buy these on eBay. I think they're about £7, £6 a box, something like that, but they're really thick for a throwaway glove. So if you're looking for a decent glove in the UK, I don't know if they're available anywhere else, these Skytech gloves, they're quite good. In any case, enough about gloves, because it's not about that today. So yeah, now you can mount it with the screw mounting points there, but I shall use the magnetic point on there to stick that to the back or the side of my tool chest. So that's that. Really pleased with that. Next up, bolt extractors. These are by a company called Blue Spot, which seem to have more and more of a presence in the UK at the moment. I don't know if they're available in other countries. They apparently have a lifetime guarantee. I don't know what the robustness of that guarantee is. I'll perhaps have a look on their website at another time and see what they say. But there's 9 to 17 mil and then 19 mil. Quite a nice set of bolt extractors. I haven't got any of these at the moment. They're chrome ollie as well, so they'll stand some punishment. Yeah, that's really good. On the MR2 I'm going to be changing the manifold, I think, on that soon. I haven't removed the pre-cats in the manifold. I haven't needed to, but it's going to come sooner or later, and I'm probably going to need these to take that manifold off, because they are a well-known problem area. So that's excellent. Next, I've got a set of 3 hose clamps. I tended to use all sorts of things, generally a small pair of vice grips. I'll show you what I used. Just bear with me a second. So I would generally use these, and I'd put some hose over the jaws to protect them, and then clamp them with like that. But of course, does the job, not particularly ideal. And I could have done with something like these, which I found out fairly quickly when I did the replacement of the calipers on the MR2 and replaced the brake lines for Goodrich stainless steel braided lines. They're quite robust actually, especially on the jaw end. There's a little bit of twist on the handles. They are plastic. I mean, they're not supposed to be. The force is required is a pinching force, and obviously they're great for that and can ratchet up there. I think most people have probably got a set of these, but I didn't have, so I'm really pleased to have got a set of the hose clamps. Next up, 1/4 inch 72 tooth Bergen ratchet. I do like Bergen tools. I think they're quite well made. They're finished nicely, and the ones that I've had have lasted the test of time. I'll just get something to take that out. Let's just set this thing free. Okay, there we go. Put that in the bin. Yep, so this sort of will add to my collection. I haven't got a fixed 72 tooth or fine tooth ratchet. Standard ratchet stuff, we all know what they do. They do also do repair kits for their ratchets, which are very good. I've not broken one yet, and I have given them some punishment. You know, they're not meant to be used for breaker bars, but sometimes you do use the bigger ones for things they're not supposed to be used for. Might need a little bit of grease in there. Sounds a bit hollow perhaps, but quick release. So very pleased with that. It's very good. And then to complement that is the 3/8, and I did a video on the 1/2 inch one, which if you have a look in the channel review playlist, you'll see it's sort of bigger brother, if you like. I think this should just pull off. Yep, there we go. Put that in the bin. Tidy up as we go. So this is the same 72 tooth, standard ratchet stuff, same as the 1/4 inch. You can buy the replacement kits should you ever need to for the head. It's got quick release, so that's really great, and that'll be a good addition to the tools. If you want the part number, you see that it's 4087 on the 3/8, and that's too small to have a part number on there, but if you want to know the part number for that, I'll find out what that was for you. Okay, next up, my wife bought me a set of chisels. I abused chisels badly, so I haven't bought a nice set of chisels, because they always seem to end up getting wrecked in one way or another. I've got the things already to be able to sharpen them if they don't come to a good level of sharpness, which I'm sure they will. Yeah. Black spur is a budget make in the UK. Their tools are okay, they do the job, but a carpenter wouldn't buy these sort of things. They're very much DIY, aimed at the DIYer. So let's put those out the way over there. So next up, not strictly a tool, but the people who are following my channel for the MR2 projects, finally this is the last piece I needed. That is a power step down transformer thing to take the 12 volt down to a 5 volt 1 amp micro SD socket, and I need that for the touch screen that's going into the nav pod in the MR2. So now I've got that and the shed's finished build. I'm going to be getting going on that soon, so stay posted. If you're interested in the MR2 side of things, stay posted on that one, because that's the last bit I need, and I can start the installation of that now. Although it's been chucking it down with rain for the past 2 days, so I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like going forward, but we'll see how we get on. Now this thing here is for Android phones. I don't know if they're available for Apple. I've never been an Apple fan myself. I've always had Android phones. I don't like being tied to iTunes. And what this is it's a Borescope, essentially. It comes with software for your PC and the adapter for that as well. And here there's a little, I don't know if you can see that there, there's a little mirror there to go on the end of it for seeing around any sort of corners. And there's a hook attachment that goes on the end and a magnet attachment. So if you're anything like me, or particularly my son, if he watches this, he'll remember an incident where I told him to keep hold of the 10mm socket when we were doing something on the Jeep, let go of it, and what should have been a 20-minute job ended up being an hour and 20-minute job trying to retrieve the 10mm socket out of the engine. So what this would enable of us, get me tickle again, what this would have enabled us to do is actually have a look and see where this thing had gone, and then try and hook it out with this. So that's the camera, and it's got LEDs on the end for lighting. I think this one's it's about a 2 meter cable on this one. You can get them longer, and you've got a dial there for LED intensity, and the push button there is to take photos. So if I just get my phone here, right, so there's an app you download for it called Camerify. I'm going to look for another app. It does the job, but I'm not overly impressed with it. Now you can either launch the app, plug this in, and you're good to go, or you can plug it in and yep, there we go. So it launches the app straight away. Okay, so if I just put that down there for a second, the LED intensity, they're quite bright. You know, it does its job, as it were. And then if I just pick this up here, you can then, so you can have a look into bores and engine bits and drains, I suppose. It is rated to IP67. So let's just, in a second, I'll just open the lid of this fuel can. So let's just get the light so it's not bouncing off there. And there we go, you sort of go into the fuel can and then start having a look around and things. I think the actual resolution for it is something around, I think it's a bit higher than 640 by 480, so not, you know, it's not HD or anything, but it would need to be probably a lot bigger than it is to PhD, but what I would need something like that for, very useful. Not overly expensive either. I think it was about £7, my wife said, something like that. But handy bit of kit.